Shalom. This is Rabbi Andrew Bloom of Congregation Avad Shalom here in Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you for joining me. You know, in today's society, many of us are going through difficult times, whether it be psychological stress because of COVID, maybe physical illness because of COVID, the flu, or many other ailments we may or may not have. And it could be economically because of the economy, or there's also many more. Well, how do we deal with this stress? I'd like to talk about it for a moment by looking at this week's Torah portion, Beshelach, which talks about the crossing of the Red Sea, the Israelites crossing the Red Sea. And I'm standing here in front of an ark with Torahs, which are the 5 books of Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, which are handwritten. And I have 2 very special Torahs here. One which came from Iran. It was taken out and survived persecution there. And the other is our Holocaust Torah, which survived the Holocaust. Now, both of these, I would say, were able to cross the Red Sea of persecution and of the murderous intentions of the Nazis. And within it, they have the story of the Israelites at the Red Sea. Now, we know that the Israelites are let go by Pharaoh eventually, and they're at the precipice of the Red Sea, and it's not opening, and behind them are coming the Egyptians. Almost you could say that the Red Sea is some of the travails that we are dealing with, and behind us it feels like things will never really get better. So what happened? The Talmud, the Midrash in Masechet Tractate Sotah, page 37a, tells us the story of Nachshon ben Aminadav. The story goes that the sea was not going to open until there was an ample amount of belief among the Israelites. So Nachshon ben Aminadav enters the Red Sea. It gets up to his knees and nothing happens. It gets up to his chest and nothing happens. And he continues going forward till it gets up to his nose. We can barely breathe. And at that moment, it was his belief that the sea would open that allowed the sea to open, and God was convinced that there was belief among the Israelites. So what is this telling us? It is telling us a number of things. One is, even when the water seems to be getting up so high that we feel like that we are going to drown, we can always go through. The second is that with belief in God, help is always around us and within us. And the third is that coming together as a community and helping our community through our own actions is that which saves not only ourselves, but the entirety of those around us. Now, this message is great, but we read it in the Torah in the yearly cycle. But we want to be reminded of this message. So daily in our morning services, we read the Psalm at the Sea, Az Yashir, that Moses and Miriam sang as the Israelites crossed through the sea and got to the other side, reminding us on a daily basis that we too can cross through any issues, any problems that we are facing, and we do that with belief and with each other. In the end, let us be the Nachshon ben Aminadavs of our day, for in that way, all the problems will split in front of us, and we'll be able to walk through in peace with God leading the way, God protecting us in the back, and our community at our sides. This is Rabbi Andrew Bloom of Congregation Avad Shalom. May God bless you with all that is good and more.